thanks to a series of events involving a portal gun, an anthropomorphic pickle, and an immortality resort, we were able to get our hands on an advance copy of Rick and Morty's third season on DVD, Blu-ray from Adult Swim, which officially hits shelves on May 15th. So of course, we tore through the commentary tracks on all 10 episodes, mining them for behind-the-scenes intel we all probably didn't know about. Of course, there was a wealth of them, with fun nuggets of information ranging from why Nathan Fillion had to chug a bunch of beers to record his lines, to the wacko origins of that Vindicators episode. Buckle up because this ride's gonna be bumpier than the part of the whirly-dirly coaster where the immortality field doesn't reach. And once you're done puking from the ride, get ready to strap in for 70 more episodes of Rick and Morty, which were just ordered by Adult Swim. Here are the most interesting things we learned from the Season 3 commentary. Nathan Fillion had to drink a bunch of beers for his impression of Rick, and the Rick Shank redemption. Fillion, Firefly, a series of unfortunate events, plays an insectoid agent of the Galactic Federation attempting to find out the formula for interdimensional travel from Rick Sanchez. Justin Roiland. Rick, being the smartest being in the universe, outsmarts the Federation and is able to travel his consciousness into the agent's body. To best emulate Rick's drunken burping and drooling, Fillion had to down a few beers in the recording booth. John Mayer's favorite part of the show, the famous singer, showed up for one of the commentary tracks and said that he loves the fact that the series doesn't rely on the sci-fi trope of certain members of the family being unaware of all the crazy hijinks going on. My favorite, Martian and Mork and Mindy, were used as examples, but with Rick and Morty, everyone is on the same page, which pretty much eliminates the unnecessary stress of whether or not someone will find out about the aliens, monsters, and interdimensional portals. The Vindicators episode began as an idea about Rick having sex with a superhero. The fourth episode of the season has Rick and Morty joining forces with a group of heroes known as the Vindicators: Vance Maximus, Christian Slater, Alan Rails, Lance Reddick, Supernova, Jillian Jacobs, Million Ants, Tom Kenny, Crockeybot, Maurice LaMarche, and Noob Roiland. What began as an episode in which Rick has sex with a superhero, resulted in an episode where Rick sows discord and death among the Vindicators, CMO style. There was also going to be a B-story about a love triangle between Morty, a sidekick by the name of Quiver, and a JARVISS guy in the mechanical suit from Look Who's Purging. Now, Rick's transformation into a pickle is more symbolic than you might think. Pickle Rick is perhaps the most famous episode of Season 3, and despite its wacky plot, the concept was meant to be significant from the very beginning. According to co-creator Dan Harmon, Community, the idea of being pickled is meant to be seen as a metaphor for alcoholism, self-abuse, and to drive that point home, he removed any verbal references to drinking within the episode, so that the talking pickle could speak for itself. The Terry Folds song arrived pretty late in the production. That strange song you hear after Rick and Morty head home from the alien spa was improvised by Justin Roiland a week before Rest of Ricklaxation aired. He knew he wanted some strange intergalactic tune playing on the radio and just made up a bunch of lyrics about grabbing folds and flaps. What started out as a throwaway gag rose to no. 33 on the Billboard Hot Rock Songs chart last September. There was supposed to be a third, interdimensional cable episode. Season 3 of Rick and Morty was going to have 14 episodes, but problems arose, forcing Harmon, Roiland, and the writing staff to end the season after 10 episodes. One of the scrapped episodes was a third, interdimensional cable, a running format over the previous 2 seasons, in which the characters watch strange shows from other dimensions. When this became impossible, Morty's Mind Blowers took its place, but wasn't meant to be a substitute from the start. The Citadel of Rick's episode was inspired by Spike Lee. The Ricklantis mix-up breaks from the show's usual formula by spending a day on the Citadel of Ricks, a city out in space run entirely by Ricks from other dimensions and their Mortys. Switching between different narratives, we follow a Rick factory worker, a Morty police officer, and a Morty running for office. When it came to the writing of this episode, Harmon said that they really wanted to spotlight the location as the main character in the way that Spike Lee did in Summer of Sam and Do the Right Thing. The Citadel is going through some pretty big changes over the course of a day and they wanted to make it feel alive. Harmon also compares the episode to Black Mirror, and by the way, if you were wondering where all the Citadel's trash goes to, it was going to be revealed that it's teleported to a universe that once complained to Rick about not leaving a tip. There won't be a poopy butthole Christmas special during the post-credits sequence of the Rick and Morty date. We reconnect with an old friend, Mr. Poopy Butthole, also voiced by Roiland, who now has a wife and kid. He's really thriving since Beth shot him in the Season 2 episode of Total Recall, not only starting a family, but going back to school to get his GED. He gives a farewell to the audience, saying that he'll see them in Season 4, in like a really long time. I might even have a big, long Santa Claus beard. The beard comment prompted some fans to theorize that there might be a special episode on Christmas with Poopy Butthole, but sorry, folks, this just isn't the case. Based on the commentary, the fact that The Rick Shank Redemption was released early on April Fool's Day of 2017 really spoiled people, who are now expecting similar treats. Video of Rick and Morty writers on comic adaptations, Emerald City Comic Con.